Intermittent fasting does not work, especially if you're a woman over 40 years old and you're going through your menopausal transition. Here's why. Intermittent fasting is essentially a dieting calorie restriction technique, which does help people lose some weight early on, maybe the first 1 or 2 weeks, but most people gain it right back, or they don't stick with intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is sort of like a diet where you're restricting calories during certain times of the day and then eating like normal the other times of the day or other days. Now, here's what does work: metabolism shifting. So, if you've had any benefits with intermittent fasting, it's most likely because you had a slight metabolism shift. Now, metabolism shifting and intermittent fasting completely different. Here's why. Metabolism shifting is all about balancing your hormones, getting your hormones working for you instead of against you. Now, it's a completely different mindset shift. It's a completely different metabolism shift, and it's a different way of approaching weight loss. So instead of doing what you do to lose weight, you do what you do in order to balance your hormones and actually get your body healthy again. And weight loss becomes a byproduct. And hey, that's a pretty good byproduct. Seriously though, here's the difference between intermittent fasting and metabolism shifting. You have two states, the fed state and the fasted state. You also have two energy tanks in your body. It's like a Prius. A Prius can either run on the gas in the tank or the electric battery. And when the gas in the tank runs out, it can switch to the battery, or it can work on the battery even though there's gas in the tank. Your body's the same way, but instead of gas and electricity, it has glucose, which is basically sugar from the food you've eaten over the last 10 to 12 hours. Well, last 6 to 10 hours. Any food you've recently eaten, that's glucose, which is a fancy word for sugar, because all your organs and cells run on glucose and sugar, except your brain. It runs on glucose sometimes. More on that soon. Your other energy tank, guess what it is? It's abundant source of energy in many of us, and we all have some of it to draw from. It's fat. Yes, the other energy tank is fat. So your body can either run on glucose from the food you just ate or fat from food you ate in the past that's been stored. That's what we want to get rid of. So why not teach our body, shift it from the food tank to the fat tank and run on fat most of the time? Well, you can, but that's when metabolism shifting comes on. Now, here's the awesome part. Metabolism shifting does it's going to give you two big benefits. Benefit number one, every time you shift from one energy source to the other, you accelerate fat burning, meaning you teach your body how to burn fat for energy more efficiently. Or, in simple terms, you speed up your metabolism. Now, when you get to that state, when you do the metabolism shift and you are in fat burning, the more time you spend in the fat burning state, the more your hormones align. So, whether you're perimenopause, menopause, post-menopause, this is the place where you can actually heal your hormones. Now, it works different for every single woman. Every single woman, it works differently. And I want to be clear that it's not going to increase estrogen, but it will maximize estrogen. And it's not going to bring back what your ovaries used to do, but it is going to align your metabolism hormones, which are what's keeping you stuck. We can no longer control the sex hormones, progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. If you're a woman over 40 and you're going through menopause, those are going down. That's what we can do about it. But we can still control metabolism hormones. And that's what metabolism shifting is all about. Not only do you accelerate your metabolism every time you shift, but the more time you spend shifted into fat burning, the more your hormones naturally align. I know, awesome, right? There's lots of doctors and practitioners putting this out, helping clients and patients with it. And I help everyone I work with it because there's not a better way in the world to get healthy and therefore lose weight. And here's another one. Intermittent fasting doesn't work because your body gets used to it. If you're doing the same 16-8 or 18-6 every single day, you're not really shifting anymore. You just taught your body a new way to take on food, and it knows it's coming. So it's going to stay in food burning, sugar burning most of the time. You're not going to get many benefits. So every single woman will have a different metabolism shifting protocol, timed eating protocol. And there's a way to start that works for every single woman. But first, two stories. One client I'm working with now, we will call her Annie. She's in week number 3, and she has not metabolism shifted past 15 hours yet. It's taking a while. Like each day, we go a little longer, because no one should do something that's uncomfortable for their body. If you feel hungry, you feel miserable, then eat. But your body will naturally shift over to the fat tank. Like if you have 0 body fat, this won't work for you. But if you have any percentage of body fat, this will work for you. And if you're human, you most likely do. So shifting is priority number 1, but some women, it takes a long time. Like literally week number 3, we're finally at 15 hours because she just feels like she needs to eat. So eat. Now, Leilani, on the other hand, first week, she went over 36 hours because she wasn't physically, authentically hungry. In order to do metabolism shifting, you have to get in touch with your body's natural hunger, and that means hunger awareness. And that's a whole nother skill. But the idea is, instead of every day fasting for 18 hours or 16 hours or whatever, you're going to listen to your body and adjust it, and your weekly schedule will change and your daily schedule will change. This is how you can heal your hormones. Literally, how you can lose the weight, get rid of the night sweats, get rid of the hot flashes, and all the low energy, the low motivation. Your hormones will naturally balance through something called the HPA axis. But back to Leilani. For whatever reason, she was able to do the metabolism shifting process right from the beginning. First week, already 36 hours. Awesome. That's where we started her. Because instead of doing the same thing every day, you have different time eating protocols, different metabolism shifting schedules each day of the week, all to align your hormones and get your body healthy again. So yes, you can lose weight. And it's not just a quick weight loss where you gain it back later. You're actually getting your body reprogrammed to its natural metabolism set point where it's going to stay at that weight. So the more often you shift, the more often you heal hormones, the more permanent this becomes. I mean, this is literally the best way to lose weight that I've ever seen or discovered. And I cannot believe more people are not doing it. Now, I digress. Back to Leilani. Since she was able to shift so soon, we're able to get her right into the healing phase and the fat burning phase. And so that means, brace yourself, she will postpone food for 36 hours and then eat normal. Eat normal. And then she'll have another day where she postpones food for 24 hours. Eat normal. Eat normal. And another day, 36 hours. There's a magic thing that happens at 36 hours. And I'll tell you about that in the next video. But I'm going to tell you, before I go on in this video, here's how you can start your own metabolism shifting today. This is how you can do it starting today. First step, super simple. Stop eating or drinking any calories whatsoever 3 hours before bed tonight. Let your body spend the whole nighttime in the fasted state. So when you wake up, you're already fasted. Now, after you wake up, forget your normal breakfast routine. If you have cream in your or sugar in your coffee or tea, forget that. Do not ingest any calories until you're authentically hungry. Wait, discover, get curious. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. I'm not telling you to starve yourself. Don't do that. But wait until you're authentically hungry before you consume any calories, because that will tell you when insulin levels are going down, and it will also help you get in touch with your hunger awareness. Leptin and ghrelin come into play here, but the hunger awareness should be your guide. And when you're authentically hungry, eat. And I do recommend hormone healthy foods when you eat, which are real, there's a lot of them. And after you eat like an adult. Don't stuff, don't starve. And again, stop eating 3 hours before bed and do the same exact thing the next day. And if science holds true, and it usually does, you will be able to last longer without feeling hungry, without feeling miserable. all because of the phenomena every human body is capable of called metabolism shifting. Your body will shift sooner to burning fat for energy because when it does shift, it's basically turning the fat into glucose, which your body uses through a process called gluconeogenesis. And the more often you tell your body to do that, the better it gets at it. So if you are overweight, especially if you're in the perimenopause or menopausal transition phase of life, it is because your fat burning machinery is not operating right. It may not be operating at all, but balancing your hormones to turn back on that fat burning machinery, that's what this is all about. And it all starts with 3 days of discovering your metabolism shifting point. How long does it take for your body to get authentically hungry? After you find out that for 3 days, then we can develop your schedule. And your schedule has more food freedom and flexibility than you've ever dreamed possible when it comes to losing weight. Because you're not ever again going to go on a diet. This is not the calories in, calories out model. This is balance my hormones so I can be healthy, happily ever after model. And it's something any person can do. And it all starts with discovering your metabolism shifting point. So intermittent fasting will not work for you. However, your own metabolism shifting program and this lifestyle will balance your hormones, take the weight off, and increase your overall quality of life so you can go back to feeling like the woman you want to feel like. All right, I'm Coach Tom, certified and accredited hormone weight loss specialist, and the most grateful man on the planet because you took the time to give me your attention. And I hope you got some value out of it. And if not, tell me what I can do better, and I will do better.